Okay, kia ora and good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the council meeting, June meeting already. Welcome councillors, deputy mayor and members of the public and press and executive. Good to see you all. Okay, we'll do an opening karakia. Tui ki te Māori o te whenua, tui ki te mana o te tangata, tui ki te tono te anapa, ki piki, ki eki, ki te tomato, Thank you very much, councillors. So apologies we have from Councillor Duncan Campbell, Karen Fletcher, Kirsty Truman. Any other apologies? Moved by Councillor Lachlan. Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Westerman. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Any, just to let people know that the meeting will be recorded, updated later to the YouTube channel. Next item is conflicts of interest. Any conflicts of interest pertaining to the items today? No, we will move on then. Confirmation of minutes held on the 27th of May, 2025. Any clarification of those minutes or amendments? All pretty straightforward. I have a mover for those minutes. Thank you, Councillor Leonard. Seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. 5.1, consideration of risk and insurance committee recommendation adoption date for 2025 annual report. Jeanette. Good afternoon, Jeanette.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd take this item as read. It was discussed at quite some length at the Risk and Assurance Committee at the beginning of June, but I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone who was not there may have.
Thanks, Jeanette. Any questions of Jeanette? Christine?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I was communicating.
Are you waving at a man?
I was.
Really?
David.
Any other questions of Jeanette? Councillor Taylor.
More just a comment. I note in the agenda item, and we discussed this at the Audit and Risk Committee, that this has the potential of being reported to the Minister by the Auditor General, because we are not within our statutory time frame. So just as long as everyone's well aware of that, not a lot we can do about it. It just is what it is.
Through the chair, I'd just like to bring to your attention that there are other councils in the same boat, so the Minister's probably already aware. If he's not, the Auditor General definitely is.
Thank you, Councillor Taylor. No other questions of Jeanette? Okay, we'll move on then. There's a recommendation up there. 1 and 2, is that correct? Oh, Councillor Lachlan. Oh, move. Thank you very much. Moved by Councillor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Taylor. The resolution recommendations up there. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you very much. Moving on. Where were we? 5.2? Health and safety update. Who's doing that today? Louise. Good afternoon, Louise. Welcome.
Thank you. I'll take the report as read and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Thank you very much. Pretty simple. Any questions of the report? Health and safety. Of course, it's discussed very fully at Risk and Insurance every couple of months. So thank you, Louise, for doing that. No sign of a new manager there yet?
We have recruited and he commences on the 15th of July, so about 3 weeks away. Yeah, exciting.
Very good. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Good news. All right. Could I have?
If I may, Your
yes.
Worship, just apologies to interrupt. Just
Madam CEO.
acknowledging in the performance report that having the vacancy has actually meant we have fallen behind in some of those time frame measures. But I just really wanted to highlight that we do have, obviously, looking forward to our new health and safety manager starting in mid-July. And Louise and the team have done a great job of progressing actions in the meantime.
Thank you for filling in there, Louise. Much appreciate you. Sort of Mrs. Fix-It, aren't you? Appreciated. Much appreciated. Any questions? Councillor Taylor.
Just a comment reflecting on the agenda items on the Audit and Risk Committee, that Louise seems to have a significant part of the agenda. There are a number of health and safety risks identified over a period of time, and I join with our CE in acknowledging both Louise and the team for the work they've done. Not an easy role, a fairly daunting list of things that need attention, but I think it's fair to say in front of the whole council, it's not through lack of energy and effort that these things sit there, so I just want to acknowledge that in this forum.
I'm comforted by the fact that
I'll let you go, Christine.
Oh, will you wait? That's okay. I'm comforted by the fact that Risk and Assurance discusses it deeply, and I know that we have been without staff, and I really appreciate the job you've done, but in my organisation that I work in, my other job is tiny compared to this one, but health and safety has cost us a fortune and is the centre of everything we do, and it's all very fine until something goes wrong, and when something goes wrong it is massive, and you can't talk your way out of it. You can't say didn't have a manager, been devoting ourselves to this, got a list of that. They couldn't care less. You either are doing it completely and absolutely, and if you miss one little tick in it now, and I know the government's changing the emphasis, but I do sometimes worry about us. It's not something we as a group talk about in any depth, but it's obviously talked about somewhere else, which gives me comfort. I just have to say that every other organisation I've been involved with, it's number one priority on every board meeting list, and anything we're missing gets absolute attention because, boy, you only need that one thing and you are ripped to bits. So I just had to make that comment, and it's not with any doubt about what you're doing, Louise, at all, and I do know the pressures you've been under. I do just think about it from time to time.
Councillor Leonard, did you want to say anything before Sarah responds? Separate, okay. Did you want to respond to that?
So through the chair, probably important to talk about the journey we have been on. So these measures that, as Julie referenced, that we are behind of with self-imposed deadlines based on having a full-time health and safety manager. We have got support, and Louise's team has expanded. She's got an extra resource in there from a health and safety perspective. So in the last kind of 2 years, we've established a business excellence team to really focus on health and safety. So we put in additional resources at that time, as well as since the health and safety manager role has been vacant, we've also put an additional coordinator role in Louise's team to further support health and safety, as well as having the manager role. I can hand on heart say that Louise and the team have made a massive improvement in health and safety here, and totally agree with what you were saying, Christine, that that, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, it has to be an absolute focus, and it doesn't matter if the position's vacant. If something goes wrong, that's not an excuse, and that is why we have put in those backup resources and ensured that we still make progression of the KPMG items. We've made progression on all of them. So I think the lowest progression was about 10%, and that was, again, that was kind of an overall framework piece of work. So yeah, we've made a lot of improvement, but we do need to reset that work plan in light of not having a manager.
Thank you, Sarah. Councillor Leonard, and then
Just interested in regards to 28 of the incidents were at a council pool where a lifeguard provided a warning or assistance. Can we be confident that the pools are safe, that people are safe, etc.? 28 seems a lot out of the 143 of an entity our size.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I am confident that the pools are safe. I think those high numbers actually reflect the good work that the lifeguards are doing. They are actively intervening and supporting. my understanding of those sorts of incidents might even be as simple as, excuse me, ma'am, your child's over there unattended, could you please keep an eye on them? So they're not necessarily saving people from drowning, but they're proactive interventions to help ensure everyone is safe.
That's excellent, thank you. And it's good to see a culture of reporting, because it's better to have the minors declared rather than have the majors investigated.
And perhaps if I could just add, what did go through to the last risk and assurance, it might have been the meeting before that, was the pool safe audit results, which gave us confidence in terms of the work that we've done at the pool too around health and safety. So,
Councillor Shepherd.
Supplementary to that, so that just covers the AC bars, that doesn't cover the community pool at Mangakino. And what about, where does Turangi sit in regards to that?
but what we do is we actually apply the same standards. It's not a pool safe accredited facility at Mangakino. It's because it's over the summer months and not a full year facility.
Through the chair, thank you. Just would like to echo Councillor Taylor's comments, because as a member of the Risk and Assurance Committee, I have seen the journey that we've all been on, and Louise, credit to you and the team again. But I acknowledge, Councillor Rankin's comments, and it just it struck me at the last meeting and prior to that with the workshop and risk appetite that perhaps the Risk and Assurance Committee could do a better job in reporting back to full council. That's probably something that we could look at.
Thank you, Councillor Shepherd. Very good. No other questions of Louise? No, all straightforward. Could I have a mover, please, that we accept Louise, Councillor Lachlan, and seconded by Councillor Taylor. All those in favour, please say aye. Against? Carried. Thank you, Louise. Right, next up we have appointment of local controller, Tanya. Kia ora, Tanya, and good afternoon.
Kia ora everyone. Today I'm in Hayley's chair, sharing with you that we have our third local controller that has been appointed. So I would like to share with you Mr. Warwick Zoolander. I just said Zoolander, my apologies. Mr. Warwick Zander. I was going to ask you for a standing ovation, but we're very excited to have Warwick on board.
Give us a little waiata or something, a little waiata, a song. Oh, I've had one to say, okay. Congratulations, Warwick. Well deserved, and I know there's a lot of work that goes into being appointed, so well done. Nothing else, Tanya? No, all pretty straightforward. Could I have a mover that we accept Warwick into the fame? Thank you, Councillor Greenslade, seconded by Councillor Shepherd. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against, carried. Thank you, Tanya. 5.4, Taupō District Council Performance Report for May. I'd invite Julie, CEO, to speak to the members, please.
Look, there was two things I was going to add. One was actually around the health and safety, which I've obviously taken the opportunity through Louise's report to talk to already. The second one, I'm not wanting to steal Penel's thunder, but do want to really acknowledge the work that team has done, or the organisation has done, in terms of meeting our overall capital delivery target this year, which has not been without a whole lot of work in terms of the across the organisation. So well done, and I feel like we're in a good place in terms of some of that project delivery.
Good afternoon, Penel, and I understand there's been a bereavement in your team, so please can you send our love to Pete, and all the best. I know it's been a long haul for him, so if you could pass that on behalf of the council. Thanks, Penel. The floor is yours.
Thank you, and thank you everyone for your ongoing interest at this pivotal moment at the end of the financial year, where we like to report the end of some projects and the movement into the next financial year, and I guess some successes. Just focusing for a moment on the portfolio update itself, we've got some really good changes. There's 8 minor changes to report, more positives than negatives. So I'll go into those in a second. But just to let you know, obviously to reiterate the support of our, or everyone that works with the PMO, finance, comms, iwi co-governance, really everyone's involved in delivering projects to our district, and there's quite a broad plethora of them. One of the things I'll note is decided to add some photos this month and I'd like some feedback on those, because a picture paints 1,000 words, and I think until you actually see the drone footage of Tauhara Ridge Reservoir, it's probably not safe to look at it while you're driving on the ETA, so you never really get the full sense of quite how amazing it is to be building a reservoir on a site like that. And it's also good to see some of the participants in the Whangamatara walkway opening as well, even though that was a couple of months back. So just thought I'd add those in. So the key changes, I guess, just to note, we've got some really good positive movement on Mangakino lakefront upgrade. Bespoke landscape architects and David Costa have been appointed there, and the food vendor electricals is now complete. So we're moving into the winter season. There's been some decreased risk around Crown Road, which is good to see in regards to the reduction of the forecast cost overruns. And also with Broadlands Road transfer station, I know a couple of you are involved in the steering group that's been recently set up for that, and there's been a couple of meetings with Waikato Regional, which has given us a lot more certainty over that project, which is a real positive. Just to let you know what's happening with the wastewater treatment plant primary clarifier 3, just because that's a big project as part of a number of changes that are happening at the wastewater treatment plant. Detailed design is occurring now, but the construction budget's been pushed out 12 months because there are a series of around 5 projects that are all occurring at one time. Quite a lot of work for Mike and the team to figure out what's the best to put in which order so that we can continue to operate. So that's the reason for that slight increase in scope risk. And obviously Southern Trunk Main's pretty much been closed out now, great news, so a decrease in time risk there. There's a couple of minor changes with regards to timing for the wastewater consent in Tūrangi and the View Road Stage 2 expansion. Just some complexities, I guess, around what we felt was reasonably firm timeframes, particularly for View Road. And I've added in a photo of Omori for the Drinking Water Standards New Zealand upgrade, just because, again, I think it's it's great news for that community. And the building envelope is now complete, so I'm sure it looks a whole lot better even now. And that's really the summary this month, so over to you for questions.
Thanks, Pernell. Any questions of Pernell? Councillor Greenslade.
Thank you very much for that, Pernell, and yes, the community is very interested in the fact that it's covered in now, and plenty of people are working out there every day, which is great. I just want to be reassured that the consent for the Kuratau erosion is going to be going in July.
Through the chair, I can answer that one. Yes, the plan is for that to be lodged next month, and I'm also planning to attend the OCRA meeting in August as well to give them the good news of that as well.
Happy Councillor. Hold on. Right, nothing, other question of Pernell. Councillor Taylor.
Just a comment. I'm looking through the portfolio update, and I note a significant number of the line items are waters related, which just reinforces the meeting we had this morning around the option we chose in terms of our water service delivery plan. But I'm also thankful that when I look at the achievement, and thanks to you and your team, Pernell, of projects to date, because we rate the district to deliver infrastructure, and then we actually this year have gone ahead and done that, so that's actually a really good news story. So I know we've debated around this table the so-called bow wave of projects, and we can't get to it, so we push it out to next year, and then we do the same, and then we do the same, but this year we appear to have said we'll do X, and we've done X. So thank you, and I know it's not just your team, it's Jeanette, the finance team as well, but I think that's a really good news story.
Thank you, Councillor Taylor. Any other questions, Pernell? No? Okay. Who's next? Jeanette.
Hello again. The finance report is there. I will take the report as read, but happy to answer any questions on that.
Any questions on the finances? No, all pretty straightforward. Thank you, Jeanette. Back to you, Julie. Anything else?
No, nothing further.
No, that's all right. Very good. Okay, thank you, ladies, and much appreciated, and give our regards to your teams and appreciation. Yeah. Cool. Okay, is a recommendation there that we accept the CEO's report, performance report, for the month of May. Thank you, Councillor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Williamson. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Right, council engagements 5.5. Council engagements for July. Shaney, any new ones?
Thank you, Your Worship. No new ones, but I just note that the council meeting on the 10th of July has been cancelled as it's no longer required. And so there's also a recommendation to appoint Councillor Kevin Taylor to the Broadlands Landfill Consent Working Group.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool, so just 1 and 2. Very good. Any other queries of Shaney? Did you accept that? Landfill consent? Are you up at the dump? That suits you?
Yeah, I'm happy to go to the dump.
Yeah, good.
To be sent to the dump, yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. 1 and 2 there. Could I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Lachlan, seconded by Councillor Shepherd. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Is there clarification?
No.
Interruption by Ted Ray? No?
No, just
No.
the yakking. Apologies.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Very good. Okay, that's the public part of the meeting over and done with. So we just need to move into confidence now to confirm some minutes. So could I have a mover into confidence, please? Thank you, Councillor Williamson, seconded by Councillor Rankin. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried. Thank you, Mr. Fennell.